So in this video, we'll look at the solution of exercise 11, question 2a, b, and c. So given that integration from -1 to 4 for the function of fx with respect to x is equals to 7, and integration of the function of fx from 2 to 4 with respect to x is equals to 4, and finally integrate from -1 to 4 for the function of gx with respect to x is equals to -2. First, determine A, the integration from -1 to 4 for the function of fx minus 2gx with respect to x. So for this first question, integration from -1 to 4 for the function of fx minus 2gx with respect to x. So what we do is we can separate into two parts, which is integrate from -1 to 4 for the function of fx minus integrate from -1 to 4 for 2gx with respect to x. Next step, since 2 is a constant, we can factorize to the front, or we can move to the front. So here we have -1, integration from -1 to 4 for the function of fx with respect to x, minus 2, integration from -1 to 4 gx dx. So from this part, integration from -1 to 4 for the function of fx with respect to x is 7. So we substitute here with 7 minus 2, whereas integrate for the function of gx from -1 to 4 from -1 to 4 for the function of gx is -2. So we straightforward substitute -2 here. The whole integration is 7, and the whole integration for the gx from -1 and 4 is -2. So here we should have 4, -2 times 2 is +4. So here we have the answer is 11. So now we move to B. Integration from 4 to 2. Integration from 4 to 2 for the function of fx plus 3x with respect to x. So you can see here is 4 to 2. Actually, we have to from the smaller value to the larger value. So we have to switch place here. So if we try to switch the value, we need to put a negative in front of the integral. So you see this one, negative integration from 2 to 4 for the function of fx plus 3x with respect to x. So then we separate into two parts. So negative integration from 2 to 4 for the function of fx dx. And then when you separate, here is minus integration from 2 to 4 for the function of 3x with respect to x. For the first part here, we can straightforward get the value, which is from 2 to 4 for the function of fx is 4. So here it means that -4. This whole integral is 4. Minus, for this part, we have to integrate manually. Means that actually this is power of 1. So when I start to integrate, I should get 3x squared over 2 from 2 to 4. So we need to integrate manually. So here I should have -4 minus, then we substitute the value 3. First we substitute the value of 4 squared over 2 minus 3 times 2 squared over 2. So here is -4 minus, when I try to simplify this part, 4 squared is 16 times 3 divided by 2. Here is 24 minus, here 2 squared is 4. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So -4 minus 24 minus 6 is 18. So -4 minus 18 is -22. So this is the answer for question 2b. So we have to interchange this value. Don't forget, when you try to interchange, you have to put negative in front of the integral. So from this part, separate into 2. This one we need to integrate manually. This is integration of fx from 2 to 4 is 4. So that's why I put 4 here. Minus, when I substitute this value, 16 times 3 divided by 2, 24. Yes, correct. So this is 4, 6. So from here 18, negative 4 minus 18 will be negative. Negative 4 minus 18 is negative 22. So here is the answer. Next, we'll look at C. If we look at C, for the first part, you have to integrate manually. So means that, like before, we separate into two parts. Integrate from negative 1 to 2 for the constant 2 with respect to x, minus integrate from negative 1 to 2 for fx dx. There's no problem for the first part where we have to integrate manually. So if we try to integrate 2, we should get 2x and then substitute the value of negative 1 until 2 minus. Now come to the second part. Integrate from negative 1 to 2. Whereas the given fx is integrate from negative 1 to 4 and integrate from 2 to 4. You can see that there is no integration from negative 1 to 2. So what we have to do here, in order to get a better understanding, we can try to sketch the graph. Let's say integrate from negative 1 to 4. Let's say we have a graph. And this graph is the function of fx. For example, this is the fx. So for the first part, integrate from negative 1 to 4. Let's say if here is negative 1 and here is 4. So you have the negative 1 and 4. Second is integrate from 2 to 4. So let's say from 2 to 4, let's say here is 2 to 4. We have two parts, from negative 1 to 4 and from 2 to 4. There are two different values. Now the question is, 5 from negative 1 to 2. It only wants this part, the shaded part, which is negative 1 to 2. So what we can do is, since we only have from negative 1 to 4 and from 2 to 4. So what we can do is, we use the integration from negative 1 to 4 for the function of fx. Means that we use the whole place from negative 1 to 4 minus, using the same color, let's say I use blue, from 2 to 4. Integration from 2 to 4 for the function of fx with respect to x. So if you want to find the shaded region here from negative 1 to 2, which is requested by the question, from negative 1 to 2, we can use from negative 1 to 4, the whole region, minus the region from 2 to 4. So the whole region minus this empty region, the whole region again, minus this empty region, we have the shaded region, which is from negative 1 to 2. So the whole region minus the empty region. So for this part, let's say I put a big square bracket. I can use integration from negative 1 to 4 for the function of fx with respect to x, minus the empty region is integration from 2 to 4 for the function of fx dx. So negative 1 to 4 minus 2 to 4. Negative 1 to 4 minus 2 to 4 will be the shaded region. So finally, I can substitute the value 2 times 2 minus 2 times negative 1. This is the first part. Minus from here. Integration from negative 1 to 4 for the function of fx with respect to x is negative 1 to 4 is 7. Minus integration from 2 to 4 for the function of fx. This is 4. So here is 4. We just substitute the value. So here, the first part, we should have, let's say 4, negative 2 minus times negative 1 is positive 2. Minus here is 3. So 6 minus 3, the answer will be 3. So here is the answer for the question C. You can see in question C, the shaded region requested by the question is not given. But we can try to find the shaded region by using the whole region, which is from negative 1 to 4, minus the empty region, which is from 2 to 4. Then we should get the shaded region. So in this case, the value is 3. And finally, we get the answer is 3. So this is the answer for question 2. This is the question for question 2, A, B, and C.